Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-1879. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the nature of the anomaly, SCP-1879 cannot be contained by the Foundation at this time. Foundation agents are to monitor police reports within the state of Washington for signs of possible SCP-1879 infection. When an instance of SCP-1879-1 is found, Mobile Task Force Rho-4, also known as Shoos Salesmen, are to be dispatched to the location to deal with SCP-1879-1 at the minimum possible cost to those involved. All items obtained from these interactions are to be incinerated if feasible and dismantled if not. Civilians that come into contact with SCP-1879-2 are to be administered Class A amnestics after Foundation questioning. Description: SCP-1879 is a phenomenon that affects houses in the state of Washington, USA. It has been noted to only affect interior doors, which are hereby designated SCP-1879-1. These doors are visually unchanged. However, when a sapient organism comes within 2 meters of an SCP-1879-1 instance, repeated knocking emanates from the object. This continues indefinitely until a subject opens the door. At this point, a male humanoid entity, hereby designated as SCP-1879-2, will emerge from the SCP-1879-1 instance. The entity is approximately 1.7 meters in height and appears to be of Caucasian descent and indeterminate age. After emerging from the door, SCP-1879-2 will attempt to sell a product to the subject. These products appear to vary wildly in purpose and origin, as the entity has presented a variety of objects. The entity will dramatically explain the purpose and appeal of the product to the subject, often cornering them and suggesting they sit down before doing so. The explanations and tactics utilized are often not particularly persuasive, and the entity uses underhanded methods to sell its product. After fully explaining, the entity will then offer a price. Said price rarely consists of currency and is often detrimental to the subject or the subject's health. The entity consistently refuses to elaborate or comment on the definition of its prices unless it decides to raise them, which it often does if the product is not accepted and paid for quickly. SCP-1879-2 is persistent in its efforts and refuses to leave the subject alone until the product is purchased. However, if it is sufficiently threatened or wounded, the entity will temporarily retreat back into SCP-1879-1, which will then revert back into a non-anomalous door. It will later return within the same house via a different door and confront the subject, attempting more aggressively or even threatening them to purchase their product, as well as increasing the price. Once the product is purchased, the entity will thank the subject and exit the area through an SCP-1879-1 instance. Retrieval Log-1879-Rho. The following log is a short list of items obtained from deals with SCP-1879-2, along with the described price and the results. Object received: 1 red rose. Price statement: all I am asking for is your heart. Results: subject expired due to the demanifestation of his cardiovascular system. Object received: 220 bananas. Price statement: give me some sugar, sweetie. Results: all candied goods within the house disappeared. Object received: 1 thermonuclear explosive. Price statement: I want your soul. Results: subject hesitantly complied after encouragement. No notable effects happened at the scene of the exchange. However, the subject later discovered 2 of her Aretha Franklin albums, Lady Soul and Almighty Fire, to be missing. Audio Log 1879 ETA. The following log was taken during the initial attempts of Foundation agents to apprehend and discern the nature of SCP-1879-2. Agent Rogers was equipped with audio recording devices at the time of the event. This incident took place at Seattle, Washington, the home of Shirley Yates. Mrs. Yates had previously called the police several times urgently, describing a salesman that wouldn't get out of her house and kept disappearing into random doors. Foundation agents intervened to investigate the possible anomaly. Upon arrival at the scene, Agents noted a male humanoid entity, SCP-1879-2, that was carrying a juvenile border collie and holding it in front of Mrs. Yates while speaking rapidly. Playing log now. Turning away from Yates to address Agent Rogers.
Oh, good. Maybe you'll listen to me. See, I got this dog, right? But I can't keep it, so I thought maybe Shirley'd like this. I just popped over and offered to give it to her. Okay, maybe not give, per se. A guy's still gotta get by, right? Anyways, I offered it and...
That's not...
Hold on. Before you say anything, let me tell you about this puppy. He's a purebred and the most playful little scamp you'll ever see.
Entity yells over his shoulder.
Even if he's apparently not good enough for some people.
If you don't listen, Entity holds up dog to Agent Rogers' face.
Just look at him. He's so sad. Look, he's potty trained and everything. I just don't want to see him sad. And I really can't have him anymore. Personal reasons, you know. Really, all I'm asking for is some of your time. You'll barely even notice him around. Cross my heart.
Raising his voice. Would you just...
Some of your time is all I'm...
Entity is forced to the ground by Foundation agents who proceed to gag the entity with a towel taken from the house's kitchen. Talking to fellow agents. Okay, f*** it. We're taking him back to the site to interrogate him. Agents attempted to escort SCP-1879-2 out of the house. However, upon exiting the front doorway, the entity demanifested. Agents were not able to locate it within the house in the following investigation of the house. SCP-1879-2 later reportedly manifested within the house after approximately 6 hours, and Foundation agents returned to the scene. Speaking to Mrs. Yates, who was cowering in a corner at the time.
Ma'am, please, he just needs a home. I have to sell him. It doesn't cost any money, I promise. Just 12 years of your time.
Talking to fellow agents. Try to keep him in the room this time.
Shirley, just take the dog, and I'll be gone. Swear on my life.
Mrs. Yates took the animal. Immediately she disappeared. Pleasure doing business with you. The entity then walked into the closet before agents could apprehend it. After passing through the doorway, SCP-1879-2 demanifested. Class A amnestics were administered to Mrs. Yates' family. End log. Audio log 1879 Psi. The following log was taken during a successful Foundation interception of an SCP-1879-1 activation event. Playing log now. Rapid, constant knocking sounds emanating from SCP-1879-1.
God damn it, hurry up. I have to meet the corner by tomorrow or else I'll have to stay in this world for the next century. Hey! I know you're there. Spare a moment of your time? Why does the boss even need this shit anyways? It's not like he has any use for them anymore.
A musical scale is heard emanating from SCP-1879-1. Knocking ceases.
Yes, boss? I know. That's not what you meant by soul. I just thought you'd get a kick out of... Yes. Yes, sir. I will. Yes. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Please don't hurt it. I'll meet the quota this time, I swear. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye, sir. I better get to move up to at least accounting this time. Just get me out of this place already. I've paid my dues and then some.
Knocking recommences until Agent Rogers opens the door.
Hello, Mr. Oh, you. Hi.
Hello. Now, I'd like to ask you...
Now, see here. Let's think logically. You know I'm not going to tell you anything. I know you're not likely to buy what I'm selling, so let's just move on to greener pastures. I'm coming up close to a deadline, and I'm sure you're swamped with making sure good people don't do their jobs. So I'll just be on my way and let you do that. Ciao!
Entity attempts to close the door. Agent Rogers holds door open and grabs SCP-1879-2. That is not happening. Personnel retrieve and detain SCP-1879-2 within the room. Now, are you going to talk to me?
Look, I'm busy, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you something. No money out of your pocket, and we'll call it even. Sound good? Within 1 to 3 seconds of this statement, approximately 2,000 coins of assorted origin manifested within the pockets, epidermis, and digestive tract of all subjects at the scene, excluding SCP-1879-2. All Foundation personnel involved were confirmed to be deceased. SCP-1879-2 was reportedly encountered later that day on a house further down on the same street, but had apparently demanifested before Foundation agents could reach the scene.
End log. This concludes today's lecture. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye. I would like to give a special thank you to Zargaran, The Morrigan, Ritalius, Karim El Ashmawi, Big Onion Bean, Sio Diodemnatus, Revenant, Brian Sanchez, Susser Hintern, Patrick Bailey, Matthew Gilmore, Eric Corbage, Kauai Firekeeper, Longinus, Carcass Ethaqua, King Madding, James Saba, NJ Vojak, and Oblong Doucheboy. If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool stuff as well, visit patreon.com/TheVolgun. Thank you.